my squad of Universal Legends, and in today's episode of From the Depths, as you probably saw by this title, I'm going to be making another spaceship. But not just any spaceship. A spaceship built for orbital bombardment. Yeah. Because, you know, we already have a space laser, which is broken as it is. Might as well have a space cannon. Now, I don't quite know how I'm going to do this. I do know that there is a little code out there that uses like the tip of the aircraft, of the ship, to point at the, point at the target. So I'm going to build it like this and not have it already pointing down. And just got to get this aligned right. Okay, just have to make sure. Now, I was just thinking, really, about what we could do. I don't know why I blanked out there. Yeah, I was just thinking about what we could do. And I thought, let's make another one of the traditional build videos where it's like multi-part and not a speed build. Because, you know, we haven't done one of those in a while, and that'd be nice to do another one. How do I want to do this? If I did it like this, then I would have to have a corner piece to intercept that. So let's not. Where is it? Here it is, the inverted. So I guess we're gonna have to have these, not each of them. But I don't quite like that. That's the only thing. Because like, if you do that, then oh well, it's gonna be a bit solid. But that's not a problem. Okay, so have all of this set up. Get this set up. Regular slope down here. And, you know, get everything built. And this is the real reason I kind of took a break from doing the traditional builds. Not because I don't like it or I have to narrate over it. It's because I can never think of what to narrate over while I'm doing it. I just point out everything. Which, I guess, I do that in the speed builds as well, but at least then I have some sort of idea of what I'm doing at that point in time. And I can talk about what I'm doing and instead of talking about random things. Now, how do I want to do this? Okay, let's see. 3, 4, a full beam up. Yeah, because that's how it's set up. And then one like this. This isn't going to be too long of a craft. It will be long, but not too long of a craft. So, we don't want it to be over. Like, we don't want it to be too tall. I mean, too short. We want it to be tall enough to where it can actually still do its job. But we also don't want to make it too tall, because if it's too tall, then it's just going to not look good. And we all know that I am totally qualified at making good looking ships. Totally. Alright, note, so that's going on 3, that's going on 4. So I don't have to keep going back in here, because that's all I use them for anyways. Like, that's all that goes there normally. And then was it this or, oh no, here, what did I put here? Okay, there's this here. Then I guess it was this. Oh, that's where I didn't put this on here. Then it was this here. Okay, I just had to make sure I got that correct. And to go ahead and start lining them up. Yeah, as you can see, this is already pretty decently sized craft. Definitely not a small craft. If I were in the land campaign, I could check the volume. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. So this here No, this should be here. So what did I do differently? Oh. Okay, there's the problem. I actually thought something went there when it's just a regular beam that should go there. And what else? And then just these going down. And this going here. And then we just get everything lined up so we can have it a good, decent structure. And it all should be done. Why don't I keep hitting 2 instead of R for that? And oh yeah, this goes here. And we're just gonna fill this in by hand so I don't have to worry about that one block section that would make it all mess. Oh, I wouldn't even have to worry about that because it wouldn't go through. And I don't mind going through for this one. So let's go ahead and get rid of these in the middle. I was wondering, wait, what did I just get rid of? And then I thought I got rid of something a bit more important than what I actually did. How thick do I want these walls to be? 2 thick? Okay. So that's 1 thick, 1 thick. And this will be 2 thick walls, just so, even though it's a spacecraft and it's more than likely not going to be hit, especially anywhere on these sides, if it's going to get hit, it's going to be hit at the bottom, but, you know, better safe than sorry. Even if it makes no difference in the end. Now here, it will make a difference, because this area is actually going to have, like, this is going to be the part pointing downwards, because this is going to be where the artillery comes out of. And I think I put that in the wrong spot. Or no, I didn't. It's right behind it. That's where I need to worry about. So here. And just go ahead and block this up. And, okay, just had to make sure it was aligned. And now we're going to fill the bottom end so we actually have a platform and we don't see the water throughout this entire ship. And I was 1 short. So I don't think I've quite done that part right, but oh well. Now let's go ahead and block this off. Like, where is it? Metal block. And now we should be able to fill this without it messing up. And yeah, we did. Okay. So I think I'm going to cut here and get the final, well, not the final, but get another relative shape for the craft and be right back. Okay guys, I have built the whole of the ship. As you can see, that's the old back. But when I started building this, I thought this would look better for the front. So that's the back now. I've already added, I haven't really finished the cannons. I just added them so I wouldn't have to worry about where I'm going to place them later. Those are going to be high rate of fire, 500 millimeter advanced cannons. Now here is going to be the engine. And I don't know what type of engine I would like for this one. I could use regular fuel engines, since we don't have to worry too much about like being efficient and all that stuff. But I also don't want to have to like worry about steam engines up in space because of how it worked if this thing ever went into the campaign. But yeah, I think we're gonna go with the regular fuel engines. And that should be enough, because this isn't the space laser, so it doesn't need a very powerful engine. But then again, the one I built didn't even need that powerful of an engine. It's working pretty well for its size. I don't remember the volume that one was, but you know. And this one I do not have a volume limit on, like the previous ones. Like I think, well, I don't remember the exact volume limit. I think for the space laser I wanted to keep it below, it was, I don't know, I I think I wanted to keep that one below 2,000. It might have been like 2,000 or 5,000, one of the two. I know those were the two numbers for this tank and the space lasers, so. Alright. Supercharger. To make this engine more efficient. And instantly sees that he can't put it everywhere else. So. Oh well. Just because I can't put it on that one section doesn't mean I don't put it. However, I understand how to build engine efficiently. I remember how to build engine. I made video over it, I think, on how to build engine. Yeah, I built engine right. Let's try putting this in the right spot this time. I mean, to be fair, it could work there, but, you know, just makes it too big, in my opinion. Like, it could work there, but not very space efficient. Because you're blocking out space for other things. Exhaust, corner. I wonder how many of you saw that and facepalmed for a second. 6, not 10, 6, 3. Doesn't, pretty sure the decay doesn't matter too much. It's just, you know, well, it probably does for like certain craft, but for my craft, it generally doesn't matter since I don't need to be exact fuel, well, exact power outputs. And where do I want this? Down this way. This one, straight pipe. And, you know, I should probably get these corner pipes on all the other ones so I don't have to keep switching every time. Yeah, that seems more efficient. Except when you build it the wrong way. Okay. Okay, Daniel. You keep doing it. And 1, 2. 2-meter pipe just so it's a bit more durable. Hull pipe. And that is now built. Okay, so the engine is built. We just need to put some fuel. And since this will be the bottom of it, we don't have to worry too much about this getting hit. And the fuel storage. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's a 12 by 12. And that's a 9 area, not a 12. I don't know where I got 12 from. Oh, bad math, more than likely. And, okay, 6,000 power. It's good. And it's going to be a pretty efficient engine. So, now that we've got that, first things first, let's go ahead and put some thrusters down here. And we're not gonna use PID, just so you guys know. We're not gonna use PID or control blocks or stuff like that. Like I said at the start of the video, there's a Lua code that uses the nose of the aircraft to point it at the target. So that's what I will be playing. Well, that's what I will be doing. And let's just get some roll. I will, however, be using roll thrusters because I don't want this craft to start tipping in the middle of combat. And 1, 2 blocks in front of this one. Okay, so something was off. Oh, no, there we go. It actually seems... No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Just gotta see where it starts, which I believe is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we go. And this part, which I wish you could just press a button, or, you know, it would have something like that where it would spread it to all of them. I did press... Okay, I was just making sure I pressed left hand side and not thruster reverse. Because I don't know why, but I felt like I did that on accident. Okay then, with that out of the way. These, by the way, are going to be turrets. I don't know if those are going to be light advanced cannon. Well, not too light to where it's like complete rapid fire, but just, you know, smaller than 500. millimeters. So, in between both of these, the first thing, actually, no, we're going to go here, and the first thing we're going to decide is what type of shells are these going to use, which I don't know. Since this is such a large craft, I think it would only be fitting to use the 6 meter. And I can't even get that there. Okay, so this is 6 plus 4, that's 10. Hey, you've got a 10 meter? Oh no, okay. Okay, so let's just pretend. Oh, come on. Well, looks like recoil dampeners are just gonna end up going there then. Yep, all of this can't be reached. And let's just go here, and it's blocked up at the top. So, okay, now we're just gonna put the recoil dampeners, because even though we're gonna be a fairly heavy ship, we're still gonna be in space. We're no friction to really slow us down. So if we shoot one shot, we're gonna go flying. And where is it? Recoil absorber. And that should be good for both sides since we're mirroring. And can't put anything here, so let's see. Ammo clips. 6 meter clips. Why do I keep doing that instead of just and then block it off like that? Okay, that one in my defense, I just didn't remember it didn't go off. Like for that previous, for these few, I remembered it went off. Now, oh yeah, can only put 1. So each one can only have 1. Well, let me rephrase that. Some of them can have more than 1, but you know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, like putting more than 1 on it. Just want to make sure all of them have at least 1 so they can actually shoot. Matter of fact, I think it'd be advised to put them on extra ones on certain loaders, just so you can have some reloading quicker than others, so it's continuously firing instead of all of them being taken up. So 6 meter shells, 500 millimeters, so that means 6 parts, right? So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at that, fits perfectly. Now, I think I'm gonna go Hesh, because this is gonna be an orbital bomber. So, of course, we're gonna want it to be hidden pretty hard. Now, middle. Let me first remember which one it is. It's I think it's the squash head. I don't think it's the other one. So, HE warhead body, squash, and it tells us. Why did it tell me it's a bow? The squash head. This is Hesh. Yeah. Okay. There. And we're just gonna put. We could go into. Yeah, I think we're gonna funnel all of its like explosive power into the tip of the shell, instead of having like some residue explosive damage. Now, that might not be the most efficient thing to do, but that's how I like to do it. Because if you're gonna go for a special shell, you better go all out. And force assign that to all of them. Now, first thing we're gonna do, this is the back of the craft, right? Yeah, this is. So we're just gonna block off the engine with 1 layer of metal. I don't think I have to worry about AI too much for the Lua code. And you know what? We're gonna block that off with 2 layers. We're gonna block this one off with 2 layers. This is gonna have maybe not 3 layers of metal beam, but 3 layers of metal. And we're gonna put the ammo right here. Yes, I know it's such a bad idea to put the ammo right next to the exhaust pipes and the engine itself. But this is also a spacecraft, so it's not as completely insane as it could be. And just so we can actually process the ammo quickly, because this thing will be needing a good amount of ammo. And did that fill all the way? No, I didn't think so. Okay. So, also inside this room will be the material storage, because putting all the explosives, like all the valuables right next to each other, is a smart building tactic. Remember, I build things for fun, not for efficiency at all times. Though efficiency can be fun. And you can hear it using up the engine power to make some more ammo for the shells. And while we wait for that, I think it's time to figure out what's going to go in this middle section. Or we can work on this now, the turrets. Since this is always going to be aiming down, I don't think it's quite the best idea to make these turrets. It's not going to change much, so just don't want the AI I don't want to have to worry about the AI trying to put things here. And speaking of the AI, I think we have to put some detection systems, because that's what we will need an AI for. We may not need it, voice crack. We may not need it for the other stuff, but we can use it for this. And you know what? I'm gonna go cram cannons, because why not? And might as well make a bit of a dome here. Yeah, gonna get a nice basic looking dome. And I think it's about time for a cut. Alright, I finished building the guns of the ship. Now I'm just starting to set up the AI, and later the detection system, which, Lord help me, it'll be difficult for me to figure out how to get this, like how to make that look stylistic on here. But anyways, stone. Just gonna put some basic stone building, like always, because it's great at, what's it called? It's great at resisting the EMP. Now, this is definitely an, okay, so can't put the AI directly up against the wall. Just realized that was metal. Yes, I just realized. Oh well. And we're going to put it up here. Up. Yep. This way I can get as much detection stuff, like as much, what's it called, general purpose stuff as possible, by putting it down here, by putting the connectors down here, and that should allow it to actually stay up. Now cards, I don't think I need to put an AI card up there, because once again, Lua box, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and put the Lua box. You know, let's not put it above where I would normally put the, what's it called, transmitter. And, well, that's really it. Besides just specifying what type of, what's it called, type of craft I would like to this thing to target, which, since it's Hesh, of course, it's going to be the more heavily armored of the craft. Why didn't I just put this here? And then get rid of that there. And then here. Okay. You know, that makes literally no sense of why I put so much connectors. It actually makes no sense. Because if I'm trying to get as much detection thing as possible, that's not going to do anything. That's just adding an extra layer for no reason. If I wanted to get as much detection, I'd put it here in the middle, then I go up and down here. Like this. Don't know why it stopped, but okay. And that should have filled it all in. And then we just do the same thing here. And just making sure everywhere is filled in, because we totally didn't need this much detection stuff. Totally. Let's go ahead and check the cost. 90,000. How much do each of these cost? Each of these cards cost 10 materials. So they are pretty expensive, but not overly expensive. Yeah, because I totally have a good sense of scale for that. And I'll cut right back. All I'm going to do is go get the... Alright, I've gotten the code and figured out, yes, I do need actual AI modules. Now I'm just going to give it the aerial AI because it didn't specify which one it needed, and since I don't know, I think it would make the most sense to give it the one that like actually messes with yaw and stuff. And let's go ahead and get this, paste, and apply changes. And let's exit out, make sure it saved the changes, and watch as it crashes to the ground, and then barely stops itself. I don't know if this is because it can't get to a high enough altitude, or it just doesn't have a designated altitude. So let's go ahead.
Turning off.
Turn that off. And yeah, let's go ahead and turn it off and set up a PID system. I don't know which one we need. No, I don't need that. Altitude over, where's altitude? Aerial altitude 1,000, maybe too high. Oh well, 1,000. And then test stimulus 1, set it to KP gain of 1, and it should start trying to, yeah, it should start trying to get there. And then we're gonna let it hover here for a little bit until it gets to altitude of 1,000, and it should then stop. Oh, probably because it's trying to pitch. Guess it's fighting the Lua code right now. So that means I'm gonna have to go through it and look for it. Where is it? Or, oh, optimal altitude, optimal distance. Max altitude 2,400. Optimal altitude 1,500. Optimal distance. Okay. That may have caused some conflicts. Hopefully it didn't. Yeah. Minimum altitude. Let's try and get it of a minimal altitude of 1. Okay, no. Minimum altitude of 1,000. And there we go. Yeah, I don't know a lot about Lua, but I can get the basics since it's basically an advanced PID. Don't. Even if you guys ask for what's it called, a Lua guide, you will never receive one from me because I do not know how to do Lua. That's strange. Processing. Problem found. Alright, so how many of you are wondering why was I trying to get to space with jet thrusters instead of ion thrusters? Meaning I have to go through all of these on the back and set them to thruster reverse again. Definitely not my greatest moment, and for sure one of the things I like least when it comes to building, having to manually go and do that instead of it detecting where it is behind the center of mass Which, I guess it makes sense because some builds you might not want it, but still. Or at least having it to where I can spread it to all touching components. Like, come on. That's... If you could just do that latter one, I'd be so happy about that. And then I had to make sure that all of them... Okay, you're all in thruster reverse mode. Thankfully for these at the front, I do not have to... Gotta change these back into roll. 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 That is roll, right? Okay. And roll. Now, I know I could just copy it, but honestly, it doesn't change my speed that much. Though it would make sure I actually click it some of the times. But besides that, and I just put all of them on. Yep, the things that happen when you're trying to fix some mistakes you just noticed. 2, 1. Okay. And
Taking control.
mark, why is it not using these? Why is it not using the ion thrusters? Better question, why are these working in space? I mean, yeah, it can fly, but am I gonna have to set up the PID again? Nope. No, let's see. Okay, use jets. True. Alright, then. You... About to... Okay. You... Okay, that's all caps. Apply... Don't worry about that right now. Oh, I tapped out the game instead of actually pressing E, which is meant to do. Use... ion thrusters. Use ion. I'm just guessing here, by the way. I honestly have no clue if this is gonna work. Did it? Did I somehow manage to get this thing working? Okay, good. Basic Lua code. I could do the bare minimums. That's nice.
Turning off.
But it's still not trying to. No. Repair mode. We'll aim the target with the bottom. Repair closest first. No. Okay. Optimal altitude. It's still trying to get to that. Minimum altitude. That's the thing. It can't. So I don't know if that just means it's not quite strong enough or what. I'm just gonna assume that's what that means. Put some more thrusters reverse at the back. And then, wow. So I think it just wasn't strong enough to get it up into orbit. Okay. A few bumps along the road, but, you know, I was able to do some of it. Fix some of it, anyways. I think it might need to put some more at the back. Just so it gets a little bit more lift. Better question, why is it not going to get 100% output? I guess that's the Lua. Nothing else I could think of there but Lua. Considering the fact it's constantly changing, so. Yeah, not gonna mess with that in the middle. Just not. However, since this is going to use this method, like it's gonna point down at the target with its nose, that could be a main thruster. Yeah, these are going to be the two main thrusters that it uses to move when it's pointing at the target. Now, okay. I think that's because of the main thrusters. Really do. So actually, let's get rid of these for now. Let it align. And it doesn't want to. Now, give me 1 second. Whatever. I can worry about that later. But yeah, now we're just gonna be up here, hovering.
Taking control.
And okay, don't know why this is happening. Okay, so yeah, it's not the smartest. As you can see, I named it the Orc Factory because I just thought that'd be a nice name for this type of ship. As always, we have that one room with a bunch of empty space that I never do anything in. What I more than likely would do is put another engine in there and then add shields around the entire thing. But let's test it out against our favorite buddy, who always volunteers theirself to be a test subject for some reason. The Marauder. And we're gonna have the, I don't know if that's set up correctly. It seems like it is. Wow, I didn't even have to set it to reverse. It automatically detected it for itself. But yeah, it seems like the AI is, well, the Lua is working anyways. It gets lined up and then starts to tilt towards the ship. And then that recoil. Okay, so okay, good to see that it works. It's just okay, so maybe should have done a test fire beforehand, because that just unloaded all of its shells. Also, get off of attacking salvage, like ignoring salvage. Salvage. Yeah. I don't know what quite happened there. All I know is that it just shot itself. Like, it just sent itself flying. That was funny. So, time to let's limit that a bit to max fire rate a minute. Let's set that to 60 a minute, so only 1 shot a second. That should be fine. It's not like, I don't think it can even hold 60 anyways. But that was funny. So 1 shot a second. And let's go ahead and increase the accuracy. We'll decrease it to 0.1 required. And wow, was not expecting that. And let's minimum packing time to 20 seconds for the cram cannons. I don't even think they got to fire. I really don't. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and test them to make sure they actually can fire. And I should probably face the right way. And doesn't look like they can. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm controlling it correctly, and it doesn't seem like it can tilt. Well, if this was pointed down, and since it's pointed directly at the target at all times, let's see. Why can't it? Let's check its at 5 azimuth 5 elevation firing arc. So what would I use to increase that? I mean, I know for the elevation I'd use an elevation barrel. But what would I use for azimuth? I don't remember. Gotta check now. It might have dropped so much due to all the nodes. That's definitely not the only thing. Anyways, you know, it also probably can't fire with me looking at it like weirdly, so yes, looking at it weirdly. Totally not because, you know, I can't get on the side of it. Yeah, what I might end up having to do is put these on turrets. Actually, I think I'm going to. Okay. Don't know what just happened there. It's like, well, I can assume what happened. My person's magnetic boots got detached for some reason. Well, time to go through and delete all of this. Let's make sure we're already at the top. And then make some new cram cannons. Or something else. You know what? I think I'm gonna make something else. Like, I know this is an orbital bombardment ship. Like, its main function is to use cannons to shoot down to space. Like, from space, not into down into space, because that doesn't make sense, but, well, I guess, whatever. We're just gonna hollow this out real quickly. And then decide from there what could be in here. Or I can let you guys decide that for the next episode, since I'm running a bit out of time for this one. Like, normally I would build them all, like build it all and do speed lapse, time lapse as you have seen. But this time I've decided, you know what, that's enough time lapses. Let's take a break from the time lapses and actually be a bit interactive. So, thank you all for watching. Like the video if you liked it, and dislike the video if you disliked it, so I can know and tell me what I can do better. Subscribe to the channel for more From the Depths content and other games. And check out the description below, in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching.